Well, if it isn't chat, you guys look beautiful today. Welcome back to Summoner's War, everybody. My name's Come To Us Evan. We're doing account reviews and progression tips today. Totally solo. I finally came to my senses and kicked Katie off the stream. No, I'm just kidding. She'll be back. She's out of town for the time being. Let's say hi to folks in chat real quick. Swagster B, Ryder, PPHP here early today. Avery, good to see you, buddy. See Frostblade over there. We're live on both Twitch and YouTube today. I see Bruno, see Legend. And I also see Keith asking, is this worth a watch? I really hope so. I really hope so, man. I hope it ends up being worth it to you. If this happens to be your first time doing one of these account reviews and progression tips, all you got to do is join me in chat channel number 9 and then ask me questions. And I'll do my best. I'll do my dangdest to answer them for you. I'll give you some personalized advice while jumping on your island, looking at your book, opening up your most personal secrets to the internet, otherwise known as doxing. No, I'm just kidding. Please save teens in dungeons, please. Dude, poor Dr. Delight. Dr. Delight has been sharing this tip forever. And dude, this suggestion, and I also share the same thing. But, wait. This is actually, so many messages. I need to reply to these. But, not to change the subject on you, Dr. Delight, I believe in what you're saying too, and I've been pitching it to HQ. But, something that I just pitched finally got put into the game. I got so excited, guys. I've been asking for a really long time that the word resisted and other effects linger on screen for a little longer, so that way it is more clear when you have missed an effect in RTA. And also the whole next thing, these are things that I actually pitched directly in Korea years ago, at the same time as like the mid-boss targeting, and at the same time. So that kind of tells you like the way that they space things out. They're very careful with stuff that even moderately affects the competitive environment. But like the resisted thing, I'm actually like really excited about. Got the Fire Battle Angel. Oh, congratulations, Avery. How are you doing today, says Kanagi. I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for asking. In which server are you? I am on the global server currently, but I'm going to make it a point to swap over to EU, probably about like 30, 40 minutes. That's a huge summon session, dude. I've been saving up for ages. One scroll, one dream. One scroll, one dream. Delayed lightning? Nope, no delayed lightning, just a Harg, and not even the right Harg anyway. Vogoth says, Evan, could you help me with TOA Heck? You know, Vogoth, I could help you with TOA Heck. There's a few units that are like, kind of, I don't want to use the word ubiquitous, but they're very helpful in TOA Heck. Jean, two-way Spectra is another really good one if you happen to have Tyrone, the Water Sylph. The reason why I'm kind of going over this in broad strokes is because TOA Heck takes a lot of time, takes a lot of patience, and if you want a really in-depth guide that's going to give you more specificity, I would recommend looking up F2P Player on YouTube or other guides, because what they will do is they'll go through every TOA Heck rotation and they'll say, here's a guide for number 1, for floor number 1, here's one for number 2, here's one for number 3. Because unlike regular TOA, it isn't just you pick this team and you control your way up and you don't need to change it. You kind of need to adjust the team for every floor. So we're going to be here for a while if we talk about TOA Heck the whole time. So what I would do instead, I'm so sorry, Vogoth, is I would suggest that you follow one of those people, give them some views, support the community, and see what they can tell you. Pace says, what's up, Evan? I'm doing honestly nothing much. I've had a good day so far, but I'm really tired. I'm feeling a little lethargic today. So I'm drinking my second cup of coffee, which is really unlike me. I don't normally do that. 30-minute Dragons run? Can I help you with that, please? I would really like to help you with that. I'd like to make it my personal mission. Havoc, are you proud of me for kicking Katie off the stream? Is that why you said you're proud of me? My left nut says hi stream. BBHP looking for help with the Punisher's Crypt team that is not Trickaroo or Dots. Okay, this is kind of a fun one. PPHP, oh my god. Dude, this is so dope. I love your account. I really like your account, dude. Like, this is so dope. Look at these monsters, and they're so beautiful with these transmogs. Okay, when talking about Punishers, so the first thing that I'm gonna bring, wait, dude, was this here the last time I was here? Because this is great. Is this new? It's really nice. No, I mean yes, but that's not what I was referring to when I said that. Is Fami remotely useful if you have Chris? Yeah, crit damage lead. Oh, 3.52 minutes, says Esadil. Okay, we can still help with that. So let's talk Punishers for a minute. Let's talk Punishers. Back in the day, we used to use a very specific team for Punisher's Crypt. And I'm curious about whether or not... Okay, PPHP, it says no, it's not new. Maybe enough time has passed that I've forgotten about the pineapple pizza slice, which I'm a little disappointed in myself about. But you know what? I'm gonna give myself a break today. Give myself a break about that today. What's up? The Penguin King! The Pingu King! Love that, dude. I love the Pingu King. So back in the day when Punisher's Crypt first came out, we used a very sort of specific team. The hinge point of that team was actually the Fire Homunculus. Let me tell you the bones of it before we talk about the Fire Homunculus, because that's actually the unit that I'd like to see if maybe we could find a replacement for. So the bones of the team were as follows. It would be Verd as your leader, right, for the 28% speed lead and also the attack bar increase. I believe the team used 1, if not 2, Second Awakened Raoks for the team up effect, right? It also included Joltan, Second Awakened, and finally, the Fire Homunculus. Now, I think I may be slightly misremembering. I think that second 2A Rauk could actually be a Colleen. And the reason why it's Colleen and not Fran, because anytime you go to reduce the boss's attack bar in Punisher's Crypt, you instead give him a turn. It's a little weird and roundabout, but that's kind of how his mechanic works. So what I'm curious about is if we can find a replacement for the Fire Homunculus. Because the Fire Homunculus is only there because he hits 4 times on skill 1, right? And he's got a 4 hit on skill 3. Both of them try to apply dots. So the core of it is it wants to try to be a dot team. You're trying to kill the boss with dots beforehand. But this was before the advent of Second Awakened Sath. Sath wasn't with us. Melia wasn't really a thing back then, right? So if we could find a way to do it. Someone's saying the water homie is so good. I will tell you mine if you tell me yours. So Versatile, my team, oh, it was for Havoc. My team is Trickaroo, unfortunately. I do use Trickaroo still. So that's why it's a little hard. Isn't the dot team enough for Punisher's Crypt 10? This is from Benoit. Benoit, I think you could use the dot team. The only reason why I'm apprehensive to say do the dot team is because every time Melia attacks, she's also trying to reduce attack bar. That's another part of her passive that doesn't always come into play, right? So she'll try to reduce attack bar and then you give a turn. And so that can be good, but it can also be a little dangerous. No way. Keith says, return player here and been watching tons of videos full of Evan's face. Keith, I was just talking to my editor. So the guy who edits all the videos, he's great. He's a close friend of mine, right? And he listens to my voice more than any other person, right? Like and I feel so bad for him. He's having to listen to me for hours on end all day. And I was like, dude, I don't even know if I could do that. Because I don't just sit around talking to myself. I actually think that he listens to me more than I do. Because, you know, I'm not just talking the whole time. That I'm alone in my house. For a dot team, you can run Thrain instead of Melia. There you go. So maybe that's what you do. If you want to do like a dot team for Punisher's Crypt, you do like what we recommended, but then you do a Saf and a Thrain. Here's the thing though, Thrain being dark means that the boss is going to target him whenever possible. So you're going to want that Thrain to be really tanky. Jed DM24 says, hi Evan. Hey, what's going on, Jed? Are y'all watching the preliminaries, by the way, for the America's Cup? Because the third day of the prelims is this weekend. It's on Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Stoic Seppi and I are casting it again. Also, it's all leading up to the America's Cup on September 16th. So if you want to go to that, it's in LA, and you can scan that QR code down there to get your tickets. It's free entry, you just got to register. How do you rune Bulwark? He was my latest new Nat 5 after I stopped with Global Server. You could do the classic, either Shield Will, or you could do Violent Will on Bulwark and just pair him with somebody who's on Shield. Right? Like you could put your Molong should probably be on Will. But like if you put somebody else on Shield, it's going to benefit you, right? Because then you'll start the game with more buffs. All right, let me jump back into chat here real quick after talking about PC for a little while. Leaf says, need help on what should be farming at this point. Okay, so it looks like you've got the Trickaroo team, right? You do. You got the Trickaroo team using all 5 on Necro. You're doing Abyss hard for both, right? You're doing Abyss hard for both. Interesting. I wonder if we might be able to shorten that Abyss. We might be able to shorten that Dragon's Abyss time a little bit. I run Crow with this team. I know that that's, you know, I run Crow to set up the brand, actually, on this one. But what you should be farming depends on what you're currently interested in, because let me look at your account. It looks like you haven't really played much RTA, but if you've got all these teams, and I'm presuming that you're actually like farming a lot, like these teams are pretty solid. So let's go in and see what's up, because I would recommend RTA. You know, why not RTA? You want to do a place to, you want to go to a place where you can use these runes, right? Let me see what you got. So as far as water goes, Wusa has really come back in vogue lately. We were actually talking about this during the preliminaries. In the prelims, the meta has kind of shifted so that it is almost a better environment for pieces that were used in 2017, 2018. So like Wusa's a part of that, Ganymede's part of that. We joked about Okeanos making an appearance, and he made an appearance. Swagster B says, I have been watching Sean B's watch party, but like in the background. Cool, that's awesome, dude. Staying up late and waking up early to watch them. You guys are awesome, thank you. You guys are great. Oh no, Nightbot sniped Avery's comment. Evan, can I show you some bad bleep Zen replay? Yes, Avery, I would love to see that. Don't worry about Nightbot. I still got your message. Also, Evan, did you pull a Juno? Yes, I've gotten insane summon luck recently. If I ever say I need anything in the future, guys, just slap me. I can't ask for anything else, okay? I got a Juno and a Chung Pung finally, so I'm good. I'm really good. If you ever hear me saying some garbage, some bullshit-ho about like, oh, I need a this, I need a that, just remind me, Evan, you got Juno and Chung Pung within a week of each other. Chill. Okay? Thank you so much, JG Blitz. What server are you doing account reviews on right now? This is from Yassine. I'm doing them on global, but I will be moving to Europe shortly. Don't pay a win, please. Hi, Evan. My name is Evan. Evan, nice to meet you. Dude, we've actually got 3. That means we have at least 3 Evans present. I'm aware of 1 other Evan in the chat right now. So that means we've got 3 Evans here. So Wusa, awesome unit for RTA. Like I said, came back in vogue as of late. You can totally use him. I feel like, oh, and Anavel. Anavel's got a really high win rate in RTA. As far as what is out, those are the only 2 water units that I really love. You can still use Vigor to some degree, but I'm not as big of a fan of him lately. Triple Revenge Verd still is useful. Okeanos we talked about, Cocky, great damage, and an excellent answer to Kinky and other problem units like that. You know, Spires did a great job of showing off the power of Kinky in the prelims, and if you're curious about how to deal with a Kinky, Cocky is an answer. Cocky can answer that. Also, Miles answers it really well too. Dominic, things like that, to that extent, that don't need to crit to do damage. Riley is excellent. Savannah is great. So I feel like maybe you just kind of refine that Dragons team a little bit and then go into RTA. That's what I would say. Oh, nice. Good Chung Pung here. Very good Chung Pung. Let me just catch up on chat real fast. I feel bad asking for better Nat 5s because I have so many meta units. Dude, it took me ages to get the meta units. Like, I didn't get Nana until seasons after she was good. Seasons. Gabriel, Evan mustache? No mustache. Mustache? No mustache. What's your rank in RTA? Currently I am C2. Currently I am C2. We'll see how that ages over the course of the season though. Seppi and I were playing and we got, it was pretty fun. Like Seppi and I will like play together. He came over last night and we hung out. It was really fun. Actually, we got dinner with the guy who edits the videos. So me, Seppi, and him, we all got dinner. It was great. It's Taco Tuesday, and then we played some RTA after. It was very fun, actually. Thank you for asking. Actually, I guess you didn't ask about you didn't ask about that. I'm just oversharing. That's my bad. What servers are we on? We're on global currently, but I'd love to go over to Europe later. Yes, I would. Maui Grown 808. Could you recommend some monsters that I should build for RTA? I would love that. Could you just drop a comment with that in, or drop a comment with that in chat channel number 9 with your, and I'll look at it. Okay. So GG, but I haven't touched the global server since a long time. How do you rune Bulwark? Chat, I would love to hear your response to this too. How do you guys rune your Bulwark? Again, I think I already mentioned this briefly. My suggestion is either of the following. Either Shield Will or Violent Will and paired with someone on Shield. A very common build for Miles is putting him on Shield, right? So like, you know, if you bring him with a Miles along with like your Molong or whatever, granted that's a lot of water units, but that's what I like to recommend. The big thing about Bulwark too is who do you bring him against? You bring him against things like Riley, things like Josephine, Antares, these units that will basically don't have a choice. They just kind of apply buffs, you know? With Rune, says the Pingu King, yeah. Masha is another really good one. That's a great example there, actually, Foxy. Pandorian, hey Evan, can you check my EU server account and give some tips and tricks? Totally. Can you just remind me when I head back to Europe server? Alexander, some reason having a hard time with my D and N and Giants team. So Dragons, Necro, and Giants, is that true? If I'm understanding properly. Oh yeah, the Giants team 6 minutes. But I can already tell you, we already got the problem. We already got the problem, so that's really good, okay? This is a good thing. We found the problem. The easy part is pivoting, okay? So here's what's going on. First of all, oh, Leonard, it's going really well. Thank you for asking. So first things first here. The boss counterattacking in Abyss floors is actually a really big deal. You know, I was joking with Katie about this, right? Like Katie was doing B10 of Giants and she didn't even realize that she was getting like counterattacked by the boss, right? Like the boss just kind of hits you and you move on. You know, Fran heals you, you're good, whatever, right? But like now, when the boss counterattacks you, he counterattacks the entire team, and that's huge because that could end your run way faster than you're expecting. So we want to reduce the number of multi-hitting units that we're running, possibly to 0, if possible, right? So we've got Lucian, we have Chung Pung, and we have Fran, and all 3 of those multi-hit. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to at least remove Lucian and Chung Pung. I'm down to remove Fran as well, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Next thing, the boss is immune to dots. So unlike previous floors, Melia no longer really has a place here. So So we're going to take Melee out as well. Let's go in and talk about what we can do to shorten this time a little bit. I really like Veramos though. So even though the rest of the team may need to get updated, I really like Veramos. He is actually proven to be one of the best damage dealers. Oh, and look at you! You already have him on Rage. That is awesome. So what I would recommend trying to find though, right? Try to find a speed slot 2, if possible. Speed slot 2 is great. Crit damage for slot 4, and then I like HP. I like HP on slot 6. That's going to make sure that he stays alive, and the speed is going to make it so that he's faster. And remember, speed loosely translates to more turns. And at the start of every turn, he's also cleansing a debuff. So when that tower tries to put defense break on your team, he's going to take a turn more frequently and cleanse that defense break, because that's when the counterattacks really get bad, is when your whole team has defense break and the boss tries to wipe you all out in one fell swoop. So he can still be our leader, to be honest. We could use Lauren. I don't love Lauren here. I actually prefer Bella Dion, to be honest. If I'm being H, if I'm saying TBH, I do definitely prefer Bella Dion, the light Inugami. I think this monster will be our defense breaker and second healer. You could totally use Lagmara. Well, I like max HP scaling damage is the thing. So if we can find another max HP damage dealer, it doesn't have to be Sig, it can be Sig, it could be a Kamamir, could run Crow, and then Shannon, the Wind Pixie, is really good here. She applies an attack buff and a defense buff on your team. She can apply glancing on the boss, and she can slow them. So I would bring up Shannon. I would bring up Shannon to like 5-star max level, run her on the team, see how it goes. That's what I would say. King Penguin, what's going on? More penguins entering the chat. Wait, what did Versatile say? Versatile, what did you say? Verofran, Wind Homunculus. Oh, there you go, the Wind Homunculus. Wind Harpy, and the last slot depends on how the rest of the team goes. I don't exactly know why that got flagged by Nightbot, but thank you for that, Versatile. Wind Baby Evan seems great with the buffs. Wind Baby Evan seems great with the buffs. Yeah, he does, actually. Okay, let's look around. Oh. I'm so glad. My left nut. Dude, your name is so funny. Is Naomi good for late game? Because considering her for Giants, but will it be a waste? Great question. Great question. And that's actually one of the reasons why sometimes I'm hesitant to recommend Naomi. But I'm more confident in recommending her now because you can use her wherever you need big wind damage, right? So it's like anytime you need a brand, anytime you need huge auto-critting damage. So this is technically Rift Beast, this is technically Raids, right? But like, I don't know, I'd like to survey the chat. Chat, can you guys tell me your opinions on Naomi? The Wind Marshal Cat Second Awaken, do you think it's a waste to 2A now? I personally don't think so. I don't think so. And I'll give you one more example why. Using your Dimension Energy is always better than saving it, right? So it's like if you find that you have an excess of Dimension Energy and you're pretty early game and you can't quite do level 5 of the Rune Dungeons, might as well just use the Dimension Energy to 2A something. And Naomi is not a bad option for that. Oh, Naomi and Tartarus. PPHP, that's actually such a great option. Yeah, if you have nothing else to do, get her. There you go. I don't think so. She is really easy to rune and can do good damage. Perfect. Perfect. You guys are great. Thank you. Let's see this real quick. Let's watch this 2v2 replay from Avery that he wanted to share. This is featuring Zen. This is some sick Zen gameplay, he says. Okay, nice silence. No Will on the left side. I live for sick Zen gameplay. Okay. Now, I'm going to follow this up and ask Avery, do you think Zen is in a good spot? Or do you feel like he needs a little something else? And be honest. Tell me, you can tell me honestly what you think. Yes, Versatile. We can talk RTA teams. Oh, yikes. That's a dead Triton. Wait, are you telling me you win this? Are you telling me you win this? He still has Holy Ground though, so you can... There we go. Kraka, there comes the big squall. Now things are starting to look a little better. Things are starting to look a little bit good. They're starting to look way worse again. Richard Morales, what's going on? You have like a 4-minute delay on chat. Oh, is that true? I wonder if the delay is left over. I don't think I've got a 4-minute delay. You guys are replying pretty fast. You guys are replying really fast, actually. I don't think there's that big of a delay. Oh, wow. Dude, you really honestly, it looked like you turned that game around. That was pretty great. Oh, Maui Grown. There we go. Okay, Maui Grown. Let's see what's going on. So you're at F3 in RTA right now, and he's looking for some suggestions for what to build. Right? Some units to build for RTA. Yeah, I don't think there's a 4-minute delay. I have to rewatch. Okay, I'll rewatch. I'll put it back. Sorry, I was reading chat. That was kind of a... That message... I was like, 4-minute delay? That seems wrong. Okay, I'll double check it. This account has way more water units that are like... that I love for RTA. Praha is pretty awesome. We'll come back to Bastet. We'll see if you have monsters for Cleave, right? Kind of specific to like Cleave comps and Snipe. Like the Molong, this is one of my favorite units in RTA ever. Josephine, wow, you have some really meta water monsters. You got the Juno Masha. Oof, I got some Belinus and Rika. I gotta tell you, Belinus is like one of Septi's favorite monsters for RTA, and we picked him a couple times and got some good wins with Belinus yesterday. Like, these are still great punish monsters. Like, don't forget about these. If you see a team with no will, and you just pick these, you'll just win. Like, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. But we're in a very wind-heavy meta right now, right? Cool, we got Riley. Awesome. Love having the Leo. Charlotte, Jameer, great. Jameer got some showcase. Oh, perfect. Oliver, thank God. Can use Oliver, Shizuka. What the heck? What is all this? There's some gas back here, dude. I was already impressed. I was already impressed, dude. Feel like it's a water meta? Well, I mean, when you look at things like Oliver, when you look at things like, you know, Wind Robo, you look at Chung Pung, you look at trying to think of other units. Like it's a little. I think Oliver is really the thing that makes it wind heavy. But then you got a good point too. I mean, water has Shizuka. Water has Shizuka too, you know? Miles too. It's a pretty good, maybe it's a distribution between the two. You guys are right. I mean, you guys definitely have a good point. As far as other units that are back here to build, can't forget Moore. Yeah, Moore is good, but Moore is also kind of ubiquitous by this point. But I guess that's good. No Oliver, Nana, Bastet, Belinus, Shizuka, so many meta units, and I'm only missing a 30 regular Nappa. Annabelle is huge right now. You know what? You guys are kind of convincing me. You guys made a good argument. These are all very good arguments. Oh, but then we also have things that are like emerging. Like, well, if I could make a defense towards wind, I'd say also like we saw a lot of Cigar play. He's the Wind Slayer. We also see, you know, Ganny's coming back, Hawthor's coming back. So it's like these are kind of things that are like in the emerging meta, right? So if we're talking about units to build, you've got the right priorities in Shizuka and Oliver. You could just give them that last level. They totally deserve it. Love Jogun. Dude, I love Jogun. And I don't know if people are like on him right now, you know what I mean? I don't know if they're like really get it. But like, this is a really good strip skill. And it can't be counterattacked. So that means like Bird is not an issue, Jingje is not an issue. Anything that has a counterattack buff on it, Feng Yan, Josephine, whatever, it's not gonna get counterattacked. You just strip and then you're good. Like this is a really good monster. I would build Tessa too, though. So finish off these, great call, right? Keep doing what you're doing there. But then I would definitely give Tessa a build, and I'd give Jogan a build. That's my recommendation for RTA. Because, like, look at how many passives are out there right now. Look at Rune, right? Look at Rune, look at Miles, Juno, anything. We're in a huge passive-dominated meta. Thor 2.0. So I would say that, in true, Shizuka is slowly phasing out. I don't think that she's ever going to be fully, like, out, but with things like Rune, with things like Juno, Veramos being ruined as, like, a counterpick, you can kind of, like, you just cleanse all the debuffs from Shizuka, and then you're pretty much good. Rune is kind of doing some work to, like, phase units out. So while I think water is pretty, we still have a few dominant units, and like you mentioned, chat, Miles, right? Shizuka's getting phased out a little bit, and wind is getting more and more powerful still. So Oliver, Chungpung, Gani, Hathor, Sagar. I can never decide if I like Sagar or Sagar better. Yeah, that rat though, dude, Rune. Rune is, like, actually making people, like, target differently, think differently. You know, it's like, man, I need to prioritize this support unit first. Yeah, I call Sagar. Yeah, I do the same thing. I actually do totally the same thing. Maui Grown. Okay, thank you, Evan. I wasn't sure how to use them, so I never fully built them. Cool, dude. Yeah, I think you've got a really good box for RTA right now. Oh, thanks for all the emotes, guys. Thank you. Oh, Magic Knight VB, is using auto rune better than choosing rune sets? No, it is not. It is definitely not. What it is good for is if you really just need to increase your world boss score and you're feeling a little lazy. I've been there. Let me tell you, I've been there. Evan, can you check my profile? Gamer KC. 647 days have been playing. Got Giants Abyss hard, sub 2 minutes. Got Dragons, Giants, Dragons, and Necro on normal. Okay. Okay. This is looking good, and you've got the team in Spiritual Realm. I don't know if you happen to have a second Raok, but a second Raok goes really well in that Lauren slot for Spiritual Realm. Now, with your Giants, I don't know if this is the team that you're still using, but Fran and Lauren together is actually kind of dangerous. I would maybe think about swapping one of them out, because they both hit 3 times on skill 1, so it's a little tough. When is the 100 Devilmon event? 10-year anniversary? Death Trap Snap? Bro, dude, 100 Devilmon would be crazy. That'd be so insane, actually. I would love that, to be honest, but, like, you know, that's true though. Like, I say that kind of for the memes, Dudono, because Dudono replied to that and said, I got 20 sleeping in my storage. Yeah, it's like, I always say, like, oh, I need 100 Devilmon. Dude, I've got Devilmon. I have like 30 Devilmon. What I needed was Chungpung. You know, it's like, that's what drained my Devilmon was the Juno and the Chung. Exactly. Okay. So I like what I'm seeing here, Casey. The only things that I'd recommend doing, reevaluate the Fran and the Lauren. Like, really watch the run. Are they endangering your team? And if the answer is yes, you know, and be honest about it, you may want to consider swapping out one of them, if not both. And if I was to be so bold as to make a suggestion, I would say Fran becomes Bella Dion and Lauren becomes Shannon, right? Something like that. And then you could even use Veramos as your leader and bring in, like, the Wind Homunculus instead of Sigmaris. Sigmaris is fine. Sigmaris is okay. Like, he's got max HP scaling damage. The only thing is I find that multiplier is, like, lower than the Ifrits. Do you guys have the same thing? I see a lot of people 2A roid for Giants. I've seen that PPHP, and I tried it, actually, but I didn't recommend it in the video just because, for me, it was not as safe. And what I really value in, like, those guides for beginners is safety, because that's what matters more, right? You know, that's what matters, especially new. It's like, can you do it consistently? Can you just press play and get 10 runes? You know, it's like, can I just press play, let it go and do the runs, and then we're good. Wind Homunculus is way better than Sigmaris. Thank you for that feedback. Backup for Dom, yeah. War Bandit. So I'm going to go up in the chat and see what else is going on. But War Bandit asked a good question, which is, hi, Evan, I'm a new player. Can you help on what to improve and how? Yes, I would love to help you with that, War Bandit. Something's up with the Giants that's keeping it above 2 minutes. And I want to go in and just see what's going on there. But I would say, wait, 22 days? 22? Under a month? You've been playing for less than a month and you're already doing all this? Dude, I'm going to text Katie and tell her she's slacking. Hold on. Hold on, I'm going to text Katie. Katie, I'm looking at an account that can do all the Abyss dungeons after 22 days. You were slacking. Sent. All right. Oh my god, dude. 22 days and Abyss dungeons? Okay, so let's go in and see what's going on though, because I think we could probably push this below 2 minutes. And I think for the dragons, I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on with dragons, but let's check on giants first. Let's see what's up with giants. First, I want to look at your Veramos. Okay. This is not too shabby, actually. Okay. The only thing that I've noticed is just that the crit rate is a little low, and it seems you've realized that too when you're gemming in the crit rate. I see that, and it's got a blade set as well. So for what it's, I think this is okay for now, but you can eventually grind stuff to make it stronger. It's okay for now, but I would like that crit rate to be higher. But I love that you know that the crit rate should be higher too, because I see you gemming the stuff in here, and I can see that you're definitely aware. Let's go here. Nice, 80 speed, it's really good. 20k HP, heavens to Betsy. 62 accuracy, so you're gonna land that skill 2 as well. Where's the Naoms? Let's look at Naoms. 14 speed, so I think that might be what's problematic on Naomi. With her, you really want this speed to be at I mean, she's got a high base speed. She really does have a high base speed. But if we can maybe get like a few more, I just want to make sure that she doesn't get cut by the boss. That's the problem that I think might be occurring here. Same with him. If you can get your damage dealers to around 40-ish additional speed, so like 20 more speed, okay? 20 more speed on the Wind Homie, I think might help a ton. And then who else was on the comp? There shouldn't necessarily be anything wrong if you're using, I really like using Shannon here. We really like this. So I think by maybe increasing the speed a little bit on Naomi and also your Wind Homunculus, you might be able to get some better results and eventually increasing the crit rate. Now here's what I was talking about for dragons. So for dragons, the turn order on this team is actually pretty important, and just making sure that the turn order is proper can change a lot. Granted, I haven't looked at all of them yet, but I'm just gonna say it, especially if folks in chat haven't heard it yet. So like, you really want your Crow to move second, okay? So you want Lauren to go first, then Crow, then Veramos and Spectra. And the reason for that, and you can actually take Spectra off speed. You can actually go like, you can do like attack, crit damage, HP on this, right? Because he doesn't need to be that fast. We want to slow him down. He has the fastest base speed in the game. A hell of a lot more crit damage than the amount of pure attack. Canine Giants. Sorry guys, just catching up with the chat real quick. That's a really good point. Have they tried to push for those rune sets that you get from Summoner's Way after completing NB10? Those rage runes are kind of nice. Yeah, they are. So I think they should have them by this point. let me just elaborate on why we want to make sure that the turn order is this way. The reason why we want Crow to move second is because if he can move next, right after Lauren, and apply branding, everybody else is going to do increased damage. So that means Veramos and Spectra are both going to do crazy damage right after that. So I bet you if you just adjust that speed tuning a little bit, then I think your results in Dragons are going to be better. Yeah, I know, me too, the Pingu King. Why slow down Spectra? That's the reason why. The reason you want to slow down Spectra is because if he moves fast, really fast, then he's going to move ahead of your Lauren. And if he moves ahead of your Lauren and skill 3 is on cooldown, he's going to use skill 2, and then you won't even get the defense break out of it, right? So you want it to be Lauren, then Crow, then Spectra. So that way it's defense break, branding, big damage from Spectra. That's the way you want to do it. So maybe you put speed on Crow, no problem, dude. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to actually see how, like it's not that mine is like incredible or anything, but let me just show you, where's my Crow? Where's my Crow? So here's mine, right? So this is my Crow. And don't worry about like, just look at the priorities, right? So it's like I'm clearly prioritizing like crit rate, crit damage, and speed. Like those are like the things that I'm actually prioritizing the most, right? So I've got him on speed, crit damage, attack, right? That's kind of what that's what we're looking for. So the turn order is Lauren, then Crow, and then damage dealers. Then everybody else, with Verd moving last. If Verd moves last, you maximize the amount of attack bar gain too, right? That's a classic. We all know that. We all know that one. You know, you want to make sure that your Verd moves last, so that way you're not like hitting the cap. Everybody's getting the full 40% attack bar. Guys, what time are we at right now? 11:40. I feel like I should probably go to Europe. Guys, chat, what do you think? Is now a good time for me to go to Europe? I'm gonna leave it to you guys while I take a sip of coffee. Like I said, I'm feeling a little sleepy today. Having a great time though. Having a really good time. Yes, sir. Yes. Let's go. Let's go over to Europe. Let's do it. Hopping across the pond, taking a quick trip across the Atlantic. Thank you guys. And sorry for the folks on Global too. I just really want to make sure that we get to Europe because last time I did this, we ran out of time and I couldn't get to Europe and I felt very bad about it. So we ignore. So sorry, Elia. I know you're really talkative right now. I'm so sorry. She really is chatty. Okay, chat channel 9. Number 9. Summoner's War is 9 years old, so we're in chat channel 9. Oh my god, Byron Brown. Got a Dark Panda, but no idea what he's good for. Any advice on that? Oh, Byron, here, check out the last games of the prelims from last weekend. And that's on the Summoners War Esports channel. Check the live section on YouTube. You can see the replays. Mi Ying, the Dark Panda, is like such a great monster. He's got built-in damage reduction, high attack, super high damage dealing monster. It was brought up against Spires as an answer to Kinky, and it's just dope. It is so good, actually. Really cool monster. Hofar, yo, best mate in chat. Hey, Evan in stream, can you check my account and tell me some tips and help me? Pandorian, yes, Pandorian's been waiting. I know a lot of folks have. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Giants Keep. So for the Giants dungeon, we're gonna want to take out as many fire units as possible. Stoic had the same thought. Zephyr and Spires. Have Mi Ying. Let's go. What's up, Stoic? How are you today? I have Lydia, but don't know where to use her. Magic Knight! That is my only LD Nav 5. No way. That's awesome, Magic Knight. We're kin. We're kin in Lydia ownership. That's awesome. And I got the answer for you. I like Lydia in theory. Lydia is an awesome counter cleave unit. So now here's what that means. I don't know. I'll define that because I've encountered a few people who don't really know what like cleave as an archetype is. So cleave as an archetype, right? In RTA, it's drafting a team that is going to try to get an AoE knockout. You're trying to knock out the entire enemy team before they even have the chance to move. So that is usually paired with huge AoE damage. Something like, you know, think of a Lucian, right? Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be Lucian, but think about Lucian. Big ignore defense damage. Big damage that affects the entire team. Now, counter cleave is when you see that strategy developing and you decide to draft units that will counter it, that can outlast it and punish that that overcommitment, I guess is a good way to describe it. So what Lydia does is she stacks up her passive as her allies take damage, and then she unleashes that damage in one big hit, right? So that is Lydia's purpose. So the way that I have mine built is actually on double Nem Will, right? So 2 sets of Nemesis and 1 set of Will. That means that the enemies have a really hard time, really hard, quote unquote. They have to jump through one more hoop, right? You got to strip that Will off and then kill her. The double Nem means that she gains attack bar as she takes damage. So if they try to knock her out, then that means she's going to get a turn. So the way that you bring Lydia into a game, Magic Knight, she's very niche. She's there for very niche situations where you see that you're going to get cloven. You bring the Lydia. But she's great when that happens. Okay, thank you so much for allowing me to say my piece about Lydia. Because she's, you know, buff my LD Nat 5, right? I don't think she necessarily needs a buff, but she's like a very niche unit right now. She's not brought in a lot of situations. Let's go back to talking about Giants. We're going to remove those fire units because they have a chance to glance. I'm also not as huge of a fan of Ariel. He's a little slow. He only contributes via those two skills. What I would prefer you do is for the early stages, I'd prefer you bring Veramos. I'd prefer you bring Fran and Lauren. And then you can also bring big damage. I like Second Awakened Crow, but let me just look real quick and see if you have anybody else. No, I think you're going to do... So Veramos, Fran, Lauren. I tapped on those in reverse. And a Second Awakened Crow, +1. And that +1 can be a Second Awakened Naomi. It could even be this on damage, technically speaking. Let me just look at this as well. So speed, HP, HP. You could put this on crit damage if you have a crit damage rune that can swap here. And one of the big things that I'll remind you guys is that you do not need to prioritize completing an offset. So like, it's not necessary that Veramos has this focus set. He's not really trying to do something that requires 100% accuracy. Even though he has crowd control on skill 2, what you really would like is to make sure that he's got the stats to survive and to deal damage. That's what you really want to prioritize. So if you could keep the speed, keep this HP on slot 6, but put crit damage here and just give that a shot. See how it goes, right? We want to keep him fast and we want him to do damage. We can also look around to see if we can find more crit rate to facilitate that crit damage. Because remember, it's wasted unless you're actually critting. Now for these two, we really want speed. Love the accuracy on Lauren. We don't need it to be that high, but your mind is in the right place. What we actually want is we want to prioritize speed. We can get this number for both of these units as close to 100 as possible. Doesn't have to be 100, but if we can get it as close to +100 as humanly possible, that's the way to do it. Someone just said something very good in chat. Best mate 15. Always get artifacts, even if they are low level. 100% agree. Byron Brown says crit rate slot 4 is okay for early on too. Always a good reminder. Great, and then so you can, if you want to invest in Mephisto, you can. However, I actually think that Second Awakening this Crow would be better mileage for your time and your dimension energy at the state of the game that you're in. My recommendation is don't awaken this, by the way. Leave it as the water cannon girl. It'll make sense later, okay? Just trust me on this. You can make your own decision, but I would suggest leaving her as the water cannon girl. Cool? Cool. Okay. I hope that helps, Pandorian. Just want to flex. Perfect. Nearly free to play. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Look at this. Dude, nearly free to play. I wonder what does that mean? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? What's up, dude? Big ups from Jamaica. Hey, what's going on? I'm so glad you're here, dude. Hello from California. Where's everybody watching from today? I'm nearly free to play too, says Stoic. Oh wow, that is actually nearly. That is actually very nearly. Michigan, Manhattan, France, Argentina, South Carolina, London, Toronto. Also from Jamaica. Wow. Cali, nice. Ireland, I'm Irish. Wait a second. Is there correlation here? We both have Lydia And well, I don't know if you're Irish. You're just saying you're in Ireland. I'm actually like a big percentage Irish. I'm like first generation. My dad immigrated here from there. Brazil. Oh, salve Brasil. Good afternoon. Boa tarde. Obrigado. É nóis. Yes, Byron. Edmonton, nice. South Africa. Yes, true that. Well said, Barian. I misspoke. I'm Irish and I live in Cork. Nice. I have family that that lives near Dublin, and so we went to Dublin a few years back, and then we also went to Killarney and we went to Galway. It was great. It was a really great trip. I want to go back. I love Ireland. It's beautiful. I was only there for 10 days. I learned obrigado. Boa. Boa, Adam Baum. That's great. Beleza. Okay, let's keep looking around here. Banana Shake, just some more tips on how to improve in Giants. Absolutely. Let's drop a few tips. One early thing that you can do, I actually like your team, but one early thing you can do to just kind of make it so that it's a little more consistent and to build up good habits for future Giants runs is to try to reduce the amount of multi-hits that you bring into the dungeon, right? So it's like, I don't necessarily have a problem with Fran, but where I do draw a hard line is with Lapis. Lapis is so good in scenarios, right? Like, you know, Lapis is a win for a lot of players early. So like, it's you know, the next logical step is I'm going to bring her into Giants. The only problem is she actually might be a detriment to your Giants run because she has 2 skills that hit several times. So I would take her out and put in another damage dealer instead, though I actually really like the core of the rest of your team because it's going to transition well into the Abyss dungeons, right? Like, I recommend pretty much this exact team just sans the Fran and the Lapis, right? I love Veramos, I love Bella, love Shannon, and I would just love like a Wind Homunculus or an Akama Mirror or something in one of those slots. Obrigado, Bruno. Meu sotaque é goiano. Beijão Goiânia. Doesn't need Fran at all with Shannon Vero. That's true, it might actually be a little too cautious nowadays. So that's my recommendation for how to improve in Giants Banana Shake, but you're doing really well, to be honest. I think your priorities are really, like, solid. Like, really solid. Whenever I see team structure like this, I'm like, you get it. You know, it's like you understand what you're trying to do. It's like, I need to survive. I bring an HP lead. I need Shannon to make sure that I don't take too much damage, and I need to reduce the amount of damage I'm taking from the boss. Got Bella because it's got great options. Like, you clearly get it. It's just there's a few things that can be improved, which is why I'm really glad you asked the question. Oh, here you go. Your answers are right here. That's awesome. Here are your answers. Second Awakened Naomi, super good damage dealer early, and you can use her later. We were talking about her. Nice crit damage, by the way. Very nice crit damage on this monster. So once you finish Second Awakening her, she'll be another damage dealer that you can sub in. And then Lynn. Lynn just got more popular because she has max HP scaling damage on like every skill. So she's great for Abyss. Kieran Dyer says, how can I queue my account for review? All you got to do is send a message in chat channel 9. We're on the Europe server right now. We started on global. I just kind of transitioned over here just because I wanted to make sure that we got time on Europe. I am currently C1 in RTA. Been a while. Nice. Heck yeah, dude. Let's go. Maui Garon says, these streams are always so fun. Look forward to them every Friday and Wednesday. Dude, thank you so much. These are like this is my favorite time of the week. I'm so glad that I get to hang out with you guys. I'm truly lucky that that's a part of my job, to be honest. Like, it's very cool to be able to spend some time with you guys in the morning. It's a great way to start Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, let's keep looking. Redbeard, what's going on? Hi, Evan. Could you take a look at my more? Absolutely. Is it the same for RTA, or are we specifically talking something Rune for like Arena? We've talked a lot about dungeons, so I'm glad to see some. We can do some questions about RTA and Arena. Okay. Despair Nem. Despair Nem. Excuse me. So, sorry guys, I'm working through got something that was like, never mind, it's too much info. What do you think about Lethal for Drake now? Saw it on Bagelmon video. Lethal for Dragon sounds awesome. Even clearing waves faster. I will have to look into that. I haven't seen that video yet. But I try to watch a lot of Bagel videos. Guys, I'm struggling right now. Something's like happening inside of me. It's crazy. So personally speaking, looking at more, I love more on Despair. I would kind of like him to be a little faster. And I don't know about Nem. Could someone, maybe someone in chat could elaborate on Nem on more for me and let me know what you think about it. To me, I would prefer to just have him be a little tankier and faster and not necessarily even prioritize that offset. You know, it's like, if you can put him on something, that's great, but like because of his passive, he kind of avoids taking big damage all at once, right? Like presuming that this passive is online, because it's gonna come back online really fast. You could instead just kind of rely on this a little bit, make him faster, you know, and then like, you know, just trust that he's going to kind of sustain himself over the game, because they already have to dance around this. Nem is not bad to cycle the passive faster, but it's preferred to have more raw stats than damage stats. That's from Larkian on Twitch. I'd agree. And then Gamer KC echoed the sentiment over on YouTube, said, I mean, Nem is nice for his passive, but no, I'm kind of with you there. I'm kind of with you on that. So I think the consensus for the more is maybe you should play around with ditching the Nem for a little while, prioritizing that speed, get him a little more HP. But highlights of your more, having a lot of accuracy is great, especially when he doesn't have a super high chance to like remove beneficial effects. So you want to make sure when it lands, Like when that proc occurs, you want to make sure that you do it. I also love the high attack. I am a sucker for high attack more because he counters Douglas. Just go for better stats rather than focusing on Nem in this case as Larkian. Yeah. Show that Lima. Let's look at it. Not a lot of speed on the Lima, but you know, that's a lot of crit rate and a lot of HP. High res too. So I think that's a good consensus for that one. Yeah, I think going faster, getting faster with more would be pretty good. I have mine on Despair for RTA right now too. Okay, hey Evan, I want to try to push C1 on RTA. I'm actually 60,000, but I struggle to break to top 50K. Okay, let's look around. Nice Fermion, by the way. Okay, let's go look. Oh, Alexandra in the back. There was an Alexandra in the back. I didn't even notice that. Let's just look around. Sweet Annabelle. Annabelle has a suspiciously high win rate in RTA. Shiho is also good. Like, not a ton of people have like really picked up on this yet. You know, we saw him picked a couple times in the prelims. This monster just keeps getting better and better and better. Like, Seppi and I like to joke that he's the dev's favorite monster. Like, he will just get buffed. Like, the last few buffs that he's had have not been asked for, right? Like, they added one more hit on this attack. It used to hit 5 times, now all of a sudden it hits 6. Then they gave him an extra turn of invincibility, and now they gave him a stun. Like, it's crazy. So this monster is super cool. Let me just look around. We got Molong, I see. We got Josephine. We got a Bellio. Love that. Suiki. Suiki's pretty solid damage, too. You saw people picking him. Saw people picking him, too. Shiho usually gets banned for me. Yeah, it's because he's amazing. Suiki has been, like, a pretty sick damage dealer for, like, when water or fire units are being picked. So, like, if there's, like, a Miles and a Raccoon combo, right? See Suiki sometimes come out from that because it's like these units are taking turns. Raccoon is cycling attack bars. So that's feeding into Suiki's passive. And that means that he's neutral or better, whereas something like a Kaki wouldn't be neutral or better. It would be neutral or suboptimal. So Suiki's actually gotten some popularity recently. Vanessa, I see. We were talking earlier about how sometimes if you pick a Rika, you can just win a game if they don't have any immunity. Raccoon, honestly, I think Raccoon is just one of those monsters that's just like, he's terrifying right now. He's making people think differently about games. I'm being a little repetitious, but I think it bears mentioning a second time. This passive really makes people think differently about RTA. It's like, Normally you want to go into a game and prioritize a damage dealer, right? But you're like, I gotta knock out this Rune ASAP, otherwise he's gonna extend the game, just make my problems worse, right? Like now it's like people are having to dance around this passive, and if you're running a strategy that revolves around debuffs, you gotta get rid of him early. Evan, can you show the Giants Abyss from that account in a second? Yes, so I'll have to leave the account and then re-tap on it, but I will try to find that. Gamer KC, speaking of asking for a buff, I say buff Tyrannus. All his brothers are better than him. You know, I could maybe agree with that. It's just, I think Tyrannus is getting inadvertently hurt because we are on our way out of like a revive meta, you know? So it's like there is a lot of people who are ready for what he's doing. I think once we're fully out, then I think he's gonna have time to kind of emerge, if that makes sense. Like, I think the reason why Tyrannus is suffering is because he's becoming a product of the time, you know? I think that's kind of what it is. I think it's more of like the surroundings. I don't think it's him. I think once we're out of that, he's gonna be okay. I've seen people use him semi-recently, and he's good. It was just like when we were running around with Nanas, with Vanessas, and all this stuff, you know, and people started building Mephisto, people started bringing Tessarion, like that's when he started suffering. Like, I think that's really kind of what it is. So for this one, we talked about Rune. Rune's amazing. You've got all the makings for like a pretty solid Bruiser comp, right? Like, I don't see a Miles, unfortunately. I wish I saw one. You have an Oliver back here. Ooh, but you have a great counter to Oliver. What the heck? There's a Gyo back here. Dude, you could hijack the Rune, and like if they pick an Oliver, bringing Gyo is a really good answer to that. And if you already have Rune on the team, they don't have a super easy way to remove the karma every turn. Like, this account's actually kind of cool. You've actually got some really cool stuff on here. Great counter cleave, right? I would build this as well, and I'd build this. Dude, Etna is actually so dope. Increases attack speed by 15. This monster is so good. I debate that Pater is worse than Tyrannus. I don't know. I don't know about that. They're all pretty good. I think the Druids are actually a pretty solid family. Magic Knights, can you please tell me where I can concentrate on more on my account? Sure, we can talk about that. So just to kind of round this out again, I think I would focus on a Bruiser sort of playstyle. Have Josephine runed, have a Bellio runed, right? Bring Shiho as your... Shiho can be one of your water damage dealing units. Maybe Suiki doesn't need to be... You don't need to have Suiki runed, but like, it helps to kind of have another option. Frankly, like these two units can also do damage, right? You can rune Josephine on crit damage slot 4 because she auto crits on skill 1. You don't even need crit rate. And then a Bellio, he deals damage. You can do speed, crit damage, defense. That's how I have mine ruined. And then all of a sudden, between him, her, and Shiho, you have damage. Rune your Vanessa for the 33 lead and also the revive is really great. Have Rune ruined on Vio. Vio Nem or Vio Will, one of the others. Masha, I didn't even notice the Masha. And then you just kind of pick safe, right? You just pick real safe. That's the thing. You bring Masha, you bring a Bellio, you bring your Gyo if they pick Oliver, you bring a Rune. And then I think you actually have a really solid comp. Oh, which account was I just looking at right now? Red Ace, I think that one was Fred. And we were asked to show the Giants Abyss with Bark. Dono says, please check my replay, Evan. Is that one in chat right now? Oh, there's this one. Whoa. Narsha, what? Oh, of course the Narsha didn't get through. Oh, that was wishful thinking. I was really hoping that the Narsha was going to get through. Yo, the Drunken Masters, if they ever get a 2A, they're going to be insane. Did you see how much damage that just did to a Rune? Just did half damage. That's actually crazy. This team that you brought is so weirdly comprehensive because it's like you've got heals, you've got 2 supports, you've got a revive for the Juan. Like this is wild. Avery, so you can check this replay with full attention, Evan? Yes, because I try my dangest to ignore Avery at all costs. No, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. I just saw a message that required my attention, Avery. You should know this. I never ignore you on purpose. I'm just playing into the meme. I'm just playing into the bit, you know? Oh, I am on EU, actually. I'm on the EU server right now. How would I rune Shannon, Homunculus, and Bella Dion? I mean, for Shannon and Bella, you don't really have to do anything too special. You can just... Actually, this is looking like it's going to be shields up. Oh, here we go. Nice ignore defense damage. So I'm going to speed through this a little bit. Big sleep. Oh, my God. Oh, but we've got to revive. We've got to revive, bro. We bring him back. We'll bring him back. Stoic. With the amount of replays Avery shares, there is no time for anyone else. The Shannon and the Bella Dion, you can just rune on Swift. And then for the Homunculus, you do Rage. Just so that way you get max damage. Okay, the Drunken Master is back. The Shizuka is popped. Unfortunately, he has slept. Can we get like a proc from him? Would he happen to be on like Violent? Oh, my cousin just texted me. Dude, my cousin and I are like having conversations about anime right now, and it's amazing. Like, we're talking about One Piece. We're talking about like, he's playing God of War right now. I'm like very excited about it. Like, it's a great conversation. Not that you guys asked, but you know, just to hear a little bit more about me, right? Wow, and this is already over. Like with that kill, like it's over. Dude, Kanagi, 1072, the most recent episode, was so hype. Actually, like, Luffy was looking downright majestic. I loved it. Thank you for sharing that replay, by the way. That was pretty great. Okay. Can you check mine, please? Okay. Is this Magic Knight? I think it's the same profile picture. Magic Knight, is this you? Yes, Chat9, Martine, I just saw that message. Yes, it is. Okay. What can I do to help? Please, where I can concentrate more on my account. Okay, so let's review a couple things. I know, Kanagi, I know, dude. I spoiled myself. I read ahead in the manga, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I've seen through the end of the Wano arc, but like in the manga, but I'm not gonna do that anymore because the anime is generally, in my opinion, the anime is like better than manga. Just because huge moments in the story are like one panel in the manga. I was like, this is not exactly like as great of an artist as Oda is. I think I prefer watching it rather than reading it. Okay, back to the account. Something I'd like to really reiterate and just hit home on for the Giant's Abyss dungeon is reducing the number of multi-hitting attacks in the dungeon, right? So we want to take out the Fran, we want to take out the Abigail, and instead what I would reiterate is I'd say try Bella Dion, the Light Inugami, and try Shannon, the Wind Pixie. I almost called her a fairy. And then I think if you're running a Bella Dion, you can take out the Galleon and do another damage dealer. So in my mind, right, your team looks something like this. Veramos as your lead, a second damage dealer. The second damage dealer could either be like a Kamamir, who is the Wind Ifrit, could be the Water Phoenix Sigmaris. I really like those. It could also be the Wind Homunculus. I'd actually prefer the Wind Homunculus there. A Kamamir is what I personally use, but I'd like to play around with the Wind Homunculus, okay? Galleon can stay. Galleon can stay if you're comfortable with Galleon. But if you're not comfortable with Galleon, you can do Bella Dion and Shannon, okay? And then one more. And one more thing. Evan is recommending a mirror. How the turntables, huh? I know, he was the least popular Ifrit in the Ifrits ranked. He was. That was from the community. I also talked a lot of trash about it. Lynn, it could be Lynn. Lynn is a great fifth pick there. Lynn is the light Amazon, for anybody wondering. Okay, so we got that down. Let's just do a brief review of dragons. I would prioritize giants, but let's just talk about dragons for a second. I would actually like get rid of, I would scrap the team and let's try something else. What your team right now is trying to do is trying to do some crowd control, attack bar manipulation, etc. I think what we do instead is we go back to basics. We bring back the Vertihile, the Fire Vampire. He's your leader for 28% speed lead. He's available in the Fusion Hexagram. We can bring Lauren, the Light Cowgirl. She applies Defense Break. She strips to remove that immunity, and she does reduce attack bar. I think I may have already said that, but it's worth repeating. Then we bring the damage dealers. Crow, the Dark Inugami, Second Awaken for the branding, is going to move right after Lauren. Then Veramos, the Dark Ifrit. You already have him runed for Giants. We're repurposing him here. Finally, we got Spectra, the Fire Griffin, Second Awakened. I think those are probably the best focus that you could do right now. Evan, does accuracy help Belladion strip or not? It does. The thing about Belladion is Belladion has a smart strip as well. Belladion will only use skill 2 if there is a buff to be stripped. What accuracy does not help is activation chance. So sometimes, like, take Chung Pung. Chung Pung has like a 75% chance to strip buffs. Accuracy is not going to make that 75% chance to try happen more frequently. It's going to affect the actual removal, right? That's what that's doing. I hope that helped, by the way. Yoko, review, please. The Magic Knight, Ergar, Fairy, Dragon. I'm gonna give kind of similar advice to what I said earlier. I love that you're already at B7 for these, but what I would do is I would start building these habits. Remove multi-hits whenever possible. Start making moves towards the Dark Ifrit Veramos in the Fusion Hexagram if you don't already have him. Try to get Lauren, the Light Cowgirl, on weekend. Try to get Fran, the Light Fairy Queen. Let me just go in real quick and see. There you go, you got him. Amazing. I'm so glad to see that. There's Fran. We love Veramos for this dungeon. So you can use Veramos, you can use Fran. Whoops, that ain't Fran. Let me see if you've got anything else. It doesn't look like you have Lauren yet. I'm so glad you have Crow. Got him from the Summoner's Way questline, probably, I'd hope. And that's your basis for the team, is those three, but I would get Lauren, the Light Cowgirl. I really, really would. She's so good. Lucas Neo says the Wind Battle Angel is actually not 100% garbage for Giants B10. That is very high praise. That's very high praise. She is not a... You heard it here first. Lucas Neo says she is not 100% garbage for Giants B10. This unit's great, by the way. I'm full, like, jokes aside, this unit is awesome. I've just never used her in Giants, so I'm sure that that'd be really cool. Yes, you got Veramos, now get Lauren, the Light Cowgirl. And the way that you get her is through secret dungeons on the weekend, anytime the Hall of Light is open. You can go to chat channel 1050, chat channel 1050, and you can find her. Okay, how we doing on time? We got time for like a couple more. Guys, I want to take this time to remind everybody that tickets are available now for the America's Cup. So if you think you can be in LA on September 16th for the America's Cup itself, scan that QR code and register for it. There's some great stuff that's going to happen there too. Like, there's going to be an audience tournament. There will be a lot of fun. It's going to be me, Seppi, and Stoic commenting it. We're all going to be there in person. It'll be a fun time. We'll watch some great games. This is EU server. Benny says, can you please help me with the Spirit Realm B10, SF10, and PC10? I can't beat them safe, and give thoughts about my Nat 5s and where to use them. Ooh, are you using Leica in Giants, by the way? Because Leica in Giants is pretty amazing. If you ever are feeling like you can't clear it, or you could probably make a slightly more dangerous Giants team if you have Leica. That's a unit that I would really like. Oh, guys. Oh, excuse me. This is a really good stretch. Oh. Dude, this is a really good stretch. Sorry, I'm probably like rubbing the microphone, so I'm sure this isn't like a great viewer experience, or listener experience rather, but like this is a, oh my goodness, I needed this. Wow. Okay, thanks for bearing with me on that, chat. You could build a potentially slightly more dangerous Giants team if you have Leica. Evan ASMR. Leica's insane for Giants. Now, as far as your Spiritual Realm team, Could do Verd. You could do Verd lead, right? What do I run? I run Seek. I do Seek the Fire Hellhound. Could do Verd, Seek. I also use 2 Rauks. I do admittedly use 2 Rauks. And an Astar, the Fire Magic Knight. But if you don't have her, you could probably stick to the Spectra and the Veramos there. Exactly, Larkian. As long as the Leica has 100% crit, and it's fast enough, it's very unlikely to lose. Extremely unlikely. I would almost say impossible. The only time where it is possible to lose is like if you get stun locked at the mid boss. Thank you, Jade. I appreciate it. Okay, and you also asked about SF10. The SF10 doesn't look too bad. It's just that Ergar is your only source of buff block. That's the only problem. Problem, quote unquote. It's not even really a problem. It's just that, like, because he's got the buff block, that's the only one you might want to throw in. You could maybe do Verd and then keep Rauk or keep Crow, one or the other. But then, like, you know. And then if you're using Verd, you're cycling back, right? You're getting so many turns that, like, he's going to get that second skill back faster, so that way it matters less. Now, as far as your PC10 goes, I actually like this team. This is actually kind of cool. I would just recommend taking out the Tatu. I don't think you need Tatu for this. You could actually do Thrain. We were just talking about this earlier. You could do Thrain, who is the Dark Grim Reaper. And if you build him really tanky, the boss is going to target him, right? Because it's favorable element, so whenever possible, he's going to attack the Thrain. And now, all of a sudden, the rest of your team isn't taking as much damage. The reason I say to take out Tatu specifically is because you don't really need to detonate the dots, because the boss is taking turns naturally, and you're giving him turns whenever you try to reduce his attack bar. So taking turns is kind of like detonating the dots, if you think about it, right? Same thing. But yeah, I really like these Nat 5s. Let me just go in. I think the other part of the question was what do I use my Nat 5s for? These are for RTA. This is for Arena. This can also be RTA. And guilds, right? This is great in RTA, but you can use it in dungeons like we talked about. Love Tessa right now. And let me see what else. Ritesh, cool. Feng Yan, awesome. Wow, you've gotten quite a few Nat 5s. Love this one. Oof. Oh man, there are some good water Nat 5s right here. Heavens to Betsy, dude. The Barbara, the Hagang, who just got buffed, Abellio, one of my favorite monsters in the game right now. Oh, the Bay? He got a The Bay? That's pretty dope. That is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Shade, what is this? Whoa! What the heck is this? What do we got here? What do we got here, Shade? Is it LD battle? Dude, the Destiny. Dude, the Destiny got through. Resist on the Destiny, got a stun, no! It's gonna snipe the Neff. The Neff is still alive! He's still alive! Oh my goodness. How tanky is your Nefties, my guy? Oh my god. My guy. Wow. Oh my word. Dude. That was pretty sick. That was actually pretty, that was pretty nasty. I liked that. Wait, there's some dope replays coming through here. Let's just take a second and review. Ragdoll in F3 must be really fun. Okay, the Cocky's a good answer to the Ragdoll. You're welcome for the resistance, by the way, guys. I want to repeat that. I'm just kidding. I really wanted that to come to the game. I really, really wanted that in the game. So I'm very glad that it got added. I hope you guys like it. The reason why I thought it was important for the resist to stay on screen longer is because, I mean, it's more information for the player, right? You need to know if your things land. How often do you use like a Chung Pung skill 3 if you have Chung Pung? And you're like, wait, did that say resist or did I increase the cooldown time? And you're not sure, but you need to be sure, right? So I really hope it helps for that. And then the next turn is a nice bonus because then like now you don't need to do the guesswork, right? Okay, this is looking pretty good. The cocky is gone, so now you're getting full attack bar from the ragdoll. Saving the torrent, smart. It's going down soon. Oh, Atlantis is so cool. Hey, when the new SD figurines? Philip, I'm glad you asked about that. If you guys are interested in like when the new figures are coming out and stuff, stay tuned to our social media because we'll definitely update on there. But also, the Come To Us online store will occasionally give like notifications. Come To Us online store has got some really cool stuff. Oh, guys, let me post I haven't posted the survey in a while on YouTube. There you go. Dude, this is just like methodical at this point. Like, you've got it. The guy's just kind of sticking around. He already lost. He's probably starting to figure out that he already lost. Like, he gets it. Boom. Big torrent. That's game. Well played. Really good job, Yule. Oh, Yule says, hi, Evan, review, please. I just watched your replay, and I loved your replay. Great time. Great team. This one is just using Abigail instead of the water cannon girl, though. That's the only thing that's, you know. Wait, what do I get for the survey, says Best Mate. So it's more of like a chance. So we give 75 crystals to a random number of people equal to the max viewership that we get on stream, right? So the survey is meant to reward the people who are here. So that's kind of like the idea behind the max viewership thing. So in theory, as long as it's just the people who are here who are filling things out, then there we go. Then it's no problem. Can I use my Barbara in Dragons? I understand why you may want to, but I would recommend, I would say that maybe doing something else instead is probably better. I don't love Barbara in Dragons. What's funny is that you can use Savannah in Giants to great results, but to me, I don't love Barbara in Dragons. I prefer something that gives consistent defense break, like Lauren, and consistent strip, either like Lauren or something else. I can't believe I just said that Lauren offers consistent strip. That feels so against my thing, my views. Yeah, your teams are looking great, dude. This is great. That's an awesome account, Yule. Can you review my profile? I'm stuck. You're stuck. Oh, at the B10s? Well, we're gonna have to make a few changes to get into Giants Abyss, right? So let's go. Let's focus on Giants Abyss for right now. I know we've talked a lot about it, but it's kind of important. That's definitely one of the most important parts of the game right now. I don't see a Veramos. I don't see a Veramos the Dark Ifrit yet, unless he's back here. So I'm just gonna do a quick check to see. There he is. 6-star this bad boy ASAP. Like, he's definitely worth it. He's so good. Look at all these nat 5s, and they're dope nat 5s. What the heck? Dude, this account is amazing. This account's insane. But let's focus on the basics first. You're gonna have some great monsters for RTA once you like start playing around there, but let's get your fundamentals down first. We're gonna want to build a Veramos, okay? And we're gonna want to build the Bella Dion. I really like Bella for the dungeon. I haven't looked so specifically at your other monsters yet. I'm just gonna tell you the starter team also includes Shannon, so that way you can be protected while going through the dungeon. You can use the Wind Homunculus. You can use Lynn for damage. So now you've got Veramos as your damage dealer. You've got Lynn as your damage dealer. And then the other that I just recommended, I already forget who I said. Veramos, Lynn. Oh, I said like the Wind Homunculus. You could use the Wind Homie. You could use a Kamamir. Elliot Lake, hey Evan, great job on SWC. Been enjoying the tournament so far. Stoic says Evan carries the team. Dude, Stoic and Seppi, y'all do such a great job casting. It's honestly so much fun. Like, we have such a great time, chat. Like, me, Stoic, and Seppi doing it, it's very fun. I feel very blessed to get to do it this year with them. Help Step Evan, we are stuck. Tree, you're killing me, bro. Yeah. Oh my god. That's so funny. Could also use Naomi, but I do prefer Lynn. So you could do Veramos, Lynn, Naomi, plus Shannon and Bella Dion. And that's a great team for Giants Abyss. I hope that helps. Guys, unfortunately, that's all I have time for today. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Just a reminder that like the LA America's Cup is happening. So make sure that you register for that if you haven't already. The survey is still open, so fill it out if you got a chance. Stick around if you're watching on Twitch. We're going to raid somebody. Thank you all so much for watching today, and I'll see you right back here on Friday, okay? Bye, everybody. Have a great day.